Hi there, it's Patty with a Storytime video. I felt like talking to you about the topic hurdy-gurdies and airplanes. A year ago I went to Austria with my then very brand new hurdy-gurdy. I actually have a video about that. I live in the west of Germany and that day I wanted to fly back from Vienna to Düsseldorf. I came to Austria by train, but I couldn't go back to Germany by train because the day I wanted to go back there was a big storm in Germany. Now the only option for me was to fly back because for some reason the planes were still flying while the trains couldn't drive anymore. So I guess the storm was kind of lower than where the planes fly. I have no idea about that, that's my guess. So anyways, planes were flying. My only option was to take a plane, and since I had my big huge hurdy-gurdy case with me, which back then was even a different one, I'm gonna show you here which one it is. Coffin for babies. It looked a bit cruel. So I was lucky and I was able to find a flight that goes back to Düsseldorf from Vienna. Everything was solved. The only issue was I had my big gurdy with me, which I can't give them as a normal suitcase, because if you put instruments to the check-in thing where you give the suitcases to the companies, then bad things will happen. So the only option you have as a musician is to take it as a hand luggage. This is what most of us do. But the problem is some airlines don't accept any musical instrument as hand luggage because they are usually a bit bigger than the usual hand-sized luggages. And since that hurdy-gurdy case back then was way bigger than the hand luggage size, I actually had no other option than to hide it behind my back at the check-in. So, this is a story about pattygurdy trying to get her hurdy-gurdy through the check-in without anyone noticing, while the hurdy-gurdy case looked like a huge children's coffin. Okay, imagine this. My current hurdy-gurdy bag is this one. But it wasn't back then, but we're just gonna pretend now, alright? So I had this huge hurdy-gurdy case, which I tried to hide behind my back. So usually I would have carried it like this, because it only has one strap. It's not like a backpack kind of thing like this one. So it was like a one-strapped hurdy-gurdy case. But I managed to hide it behind my back like this. And since it was black, it aligned with my jacket. And if you look at it from the front, you can't really see it that much. So I went to the check-in lady. And by the way, she was very busy. It was a very busy day, so that was luck for me. So I gave her my passport and my flight information. And went like that. And she didn't notice a thing. Man, was I lucky. Anyhow, sadly, it wasn't a direct flight. So I had to go from Vienna to Hamburg in Germany, which is in the north. So I basically went like, this is Vienna, this is Hamburg, this is Düsseldorf. So I had to catch another plane in Hamburg going to Düsseldorf. In the first plane, all went well. Nobody even asked what I had in that bag. No one asked. But in the second plane, a stewardess came to me and said, "Young lady, I'm sorry, but this is a little too big for hand luggage." Yeah, but I talked to the other people at check-in and they are okay with musical instruments. So that was a little survival lie, but it worked. This was how I went on a plane with a huge hurdy-gurdy bag. Yeah, sometimes you gotta improvise.